Why don't we call the order at 5:04 this evening? And first order of business is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of
of
the
the
United
United
States of
States.
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, so we'll move right on to public comment. So obviously we are virtual this evening, so we're only offering virtual public comment. I don't know if we have any other participants with us
It doesn't look
tonight.
like we have any other online attendees, so I think we're
Okay.
all set.
Okay, so we will move forward past public comment. First order of business, because I could have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 21st, 2026 meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion on this? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I think we should be good. I'm not going to give an abstention. I'm thinking last time we just make sure that Bill got his package, but I think we're good this week or this meeting. All right, so let's go on to correspondence. We have no correspondence included in our agenda package for this evening, but I always certainly remind those who maybe listen to the recording of this meeting at another time that we certainly are still accepting questions, thoughts, comments on the project of any kind through our contact form on our webpage. So please continue to use that. We move right on to item F. So for chair report, nothing specific for me to report out tonight. So we will go to town council liaison report.
Oh, there he is. I saw
Yeah.
Bill, but I think he's back.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm having all kinds of issues today. I apologize. Yeah, no report. I mean, I have nothing really to add to what you just said, Meg. I know we're going to be discussing the notion that was kind of bandied about how we're going to handle purchase orders and the day-to-day business of the committee, going forward.
Correct. Yeah, we'll include that in our other business section
Right.
of the agenda, Bill. So yeah, that's perfect. Okay. All right, great. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to go on to Board of Education liaison report.
Hi, everybody. I don't have any major updates for this committee. Just the board did pass our budget. I believe that was since our last building committee meeting. So that's moving along. Other than that, we meet again in March 11th.
Great. Any questions for Beth at all?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
March 11th is our budget presentation to the town council.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I'm not sure when our March meeting is, but we are meeting in March.
Okay.
Bit of
Great.
a break.
Thank you. All right, we'll go on to 1928 Building Committee Liaison Report, Chris.
Yep. Thank you, Meg. The last meeting we were updated that various punch list items were being completed on the first and third floors, and the elevator was subject to a pre-test then state inspection. We discussed a move-in, and I might defer to Kat a little bit because that was going to be phased in with the majority to be conducted over the President's Day weekend, subject to the elevator and contingencies of the elevator and the weather. So, and then ultimately we were talking about an April ribbon cutting. So I don't know, Kat, if you have any updates as to the move or how that went, if it did.
We are in. Russ and Mason are showing off their new offices. So we conducted the move over the weekend. All offices, all town departments except finance is in the new building. They will be moving next week. We're currently moving the town clerk vault. So that's a big undertaking as well this week. But, we really tried to maximize the long weekend, and it went as smooth as it could be so far. So We're operational, open to the public. We've put some directional signage up so that people know where they're going for what department they need. And so far, so good.
All right, thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations to the team, Chris. Please
Yeah,
extend
no, it
our
was good. Yeah,
congratulations.
it
That's
was got it
impressive.
done quickly. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, really fantastic.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got a group here that knows the level of effort. So
Yeah.
really impressive. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we will go to project manager contingency report, Russ, in the brand new office. Let's hear if our report is any different.
All right. Let's see. There, Deb's zooming in so I can see it. Things are still tracking as we expected and as we've been reporting. Tonight's change orders are going to, there's one new change order. Everything else will be reconciliations. It's either going to be no cost or credits to the back to the town. So we're in good shape.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, thoughts for Russ on that? We'll obviously get to more details when we go through the invoice packages. Okay. All right. We'll move off of project manager. And we will go to architect report, please.
Hello all. So same as last month, we are reviewing project closeout documents, state change orders, and AIA change orders. And Meg, as you will be mentioning in Chris Michel's email, we'll be coordinating with them to kind of review completed items for all the three projects, the high school, the central office, and the grandstands. That's we have to schedule that for next month.
Perfect.
Questions?
Excellent. Thank you. All right, then we'll move on to construction manager report.
Not much to report on. We're still working on closeout PCOs. We are scheduling some of the work from the change order that was approved last month for the backflow. We should be receiving it, the modified backflow soon. So we'll coordinate that with the school in the coming weeks and kind of just working on closeout. And state change orders have been coming back from the state and their reviews, we're looking at them to make sure that they're fair.
Great.
Actually,
Any
we were
questions
gonna,
from?
Nelson,
go ahead.
committee, we were gonna schedule the work for the backflow for next month, next break.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a Thursday, Friday, or
April.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
That one.
Yeah, because that requires a shutdown. So
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jess. That's something we've been following, that update, so it's good to know. All right, any questions? All right, so we'll move on to owner's rep, move manager report. As mentioned, Chris is hopefully having a good time somewhere, so he gave us a quick update and status to share. So he said for the high school, he's attending, or I think is looking to attend a meeting regarding mechanical issues and commissioning and having discussions with O&G regarding the issue and proposed solutions. So I think there's an upcoming meeting with O&G on that. And then central office and FSS discussions with O&G regarding closeout documents and punch list progress, as Archana mentioned, and then setting up site visit to review punch list, and that's hopefully in the mid-March timeframe. So moving forward with all that work. Unfortunately, I could not answer any questions for Chris based on this, but if you have any questions, we can certainly document those and make sure we get some answers if anybody has any questions on that. Okay, we will move to financial subcommittee report. We had a very brief meeting last week for the financial subcommittee. And I don't think there was anything in particular that we discussed, if I remember correctly, other than obviously the packages that we're going to review today. Unless I missed anything, please let me know. Those of you who were in attendance, Kat, Russ, anybody? Oh no, I don't think Russ, you were with us, but
I think that's it, Meg. It's basically the same agenda that we're going over tonight.
correct. All right, financial report, anything specific tonight, Kat? Are we good?
Nope, no update to that account, so no report.
All right, so let's go right on to new business. Could I have a motion sorry, Devin. I was like, it took me somebody sent me a message. So a motion to approve the following invoice package for Farmington High School as presented.
Motion.
A second.
All right, discussion.
So the first invoice for this month is Project Manager. This is Russ's hours for the month, as always, includes timesheets. So this is in the amount of $2,103.36. And then the second invoice that we have is from Arcadis. This is for the high school portion of the project, $270 for this month. And then we have a couple of those change orders for us to review.
Excuse me. This is a PCO 268R. This has gone through a couple revisions for the field house. We had modified the door hardware for door 4180, and it's just to get pass through between the field house and the women's room in the central office building. And it addresses safety and privacy concerns. When you open up the door, you could see in, and then remaining scope for PR 107 has been removed for the boys side of it. And it's been back and forth with the cost, and we ended up at $2,313. And do you want to go through, Meg, just a quick question for you? We have a handful of them. I think there's 10 or 11 of them, Kat.
Yep.
They're all reconciliations. Do you want me to go through each individual, or?
I would say, Russ, if you could give us a quick kind of
Okay.
explanation of what it is, like meaning why we're even doing this.
Yep.
That would be helpful, I think, for the committee.
Absolutely. So the reconciliation is basically closing out the items in the project that have already been completed. And it's either going to be a zero cost or a credit back to the town at this point. This change order number trade allowance 3 is for any concrete work, and it is at a zero cost. They applied their trade allowance to it, and it's just a closeout for that item. This is for the reconciliation of allowance number 4 for the masonry, and that is a zero item balance on there as well. So it's just a no cost change order, and it's closed out. The trade allowance number 9 is for miscellaneous metals, and we applied work to that through the project, and it's a zero no cost change out. Trade allowance 31 is for final cleaning of the building, and we've already had some increases to it, and we're at zero now, so it's a zero change order. Structural steel reconciliation for trade allowance number 8 is for a structural steel and a roof allowance. We ended up having a credit of $5,035. PCO 303, trade allowance number 7 is for structural steel, and it was a zero cost change order to close it out. Trade allowance number 5 is for masonry for winter protection, and we ended up with a $30,743 credit. This trade allowance number 10 is for millwork and lab casework, ending up with a $2,358 credit back to the town.
I think that's our last one for the high school package.
All right.
Okay, great. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments on that? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. So can I get a motion to approve the following invoice package for central office as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
So the first invoice for central office is Arcadis. This is in the amount of $1,787.50, and that's for the central office portion. And then O&G's pay app for this month, $248,468.21. And then a couple change orders as well.
Okay, this is trade allowance 31, reconciliation for the final cleaning in the central office, ending up in the $0 change order for closeout. Trade allowance number 8, structural steel roof openings in the central office, ended up with a $10,000 credit. Trade allowance number 10 for millwork and lab casework, another credit of $1,375.
And that's the last one for the central office package.
Okay, any questions? Anybody need any more detail on any of these? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, so I believe that just leaves us with other business at this point. So normally at this point on our agenda, we will do a motion to cancel our first meeting of the month. I am actually not going to do that this evening. We are going to keep our March 4th meeting on the calendar, so please make sure that is marked. Also virtual. And this is related to some changes. Bill alluded to them in his update, as well as we're really starting to move closer to close out of the project and understanding how to really kind of utilize people's time and effort as we kind of finish up this work. We're going to look at maybe restructuring our approval process a little bit and maybe work to be a little, our goal here is to be a little more efficient in the process. So there's some work to do here. And then I'm going to pass it over to Kat to kind of talk through what we're thinking as far as the agenda for that March 4th meeting.
So what we were hoping to do on March 4th is have the full building committee make a motion to authorize a smaller committee. We were thinking of using the finance subcommittee. We need to approach those members first to see if they're interested, to basically authorize and approve, review, authorize, approve all of the invoices and change orders moving forward. A lot of them are going to look like these closeout ones, either credits or no cost. So in an effort to kind of make this a little bit more easier at the end for something like this, that small group would approve everything moving forward. And then at the end of closeout, we would have one last FHS full building committee meeting to do a wrap up motion and approve all the changes or approve all the change orders and invoices that they did. So basically the small group is like provisionally approving it, but it allows us to move forward. Then the building committee does a final approval. So I think that would make it easier for the full group. We wouldn't have to meet at this 5 o'clock monthly slot. The smaller group could do that work, and this committee would authorize them to do that. Like I said, we're thinking of having the finance subcommittee be that group. They do it anyway. They review every agenda. So we were going to approach them first. And then if they're, if they can't commit to that, then we would solicit the group for some participants and include that in our authorization. So we've done this on larger projects in the past. It's kind of like a step down towards closeout. And we might be reaching out to everyone to see if there's interest, but we would work with Arcadis on that motion to make sure it's clean through the state and everything. But I think it'll just be at this point in time, I think it's the best next step.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that?
How long do you think this closeout process will take, Meg?
What did you say to me, Russ, the other day? I mean, we were looking at least through April or May,
We're hoping at
potentially.
least through May. At
Mhm.
this depends on how much we get through. Listen, I'm hoping it's April, but in reality, I mean, Nelson and Jessica can weigh in on how long they think it'll take to compile all the remaining outstanding COs.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's probably going to be April, May timeframe, May the latest.
Anybody else have any other thoughts or questions on that? So some moving parts still, to make sure we have this really solid and that we're, do this in the correct way. But our hope is to be able to accomplish all that, get that all straightened out so that we have that discussion at the March 4th meeting.
I would just say we would have a core group on the financial subcommittee, but it's always open to all committee members.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's a
That
good
it's
point,
just
Russ.
not restricted to, 2 or 3 or 4 members. I mean, it's always open. And to me, the more that can get on, the better. That way, less chance of having somebody have something pop up unexpectedly, and then we get stuck with not having a quorum.
Yep. Yeah, they remember, obviously, all those meetings are public meetings. It operates in the same way that we do here. So it's, it is it's a good thing for us to consider of how best to structure it and use everybody's time wisely and be able to move everything forward quickly. Okay. All right. So I don't believe we have any other motions other than to adjourn unless you need anything from us, Kat, Devin, Russ, anybody need anything?
No, I think we're good. We're good. That looks to be the only motion on that next meeting agenda. So
Yep.
we'll just work and make sure that's a clear motion and everybody understands what we're doing and what we're authorizing. But other than that, I think we're in good shape.
Great. All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn then?
Motion.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We will adjourn at 5:26 this evening. Thank you, everybody.